Hello, this is Patricia, and I have this layout to share for the Maggie Holmes blog. I'm using an assortment of different products. There's some confetti pattern papers here, and I'm using some Project Life cards from the flea market collection. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these large pieces of the confetti pattern paper to the background on the white cardstock, and I'm just kind of getting an idea of where this layout's going to start to, what direction it's going to start going into. And I like this look. I like having the center there plain. And I'm going to put both of these on either side and trim the ends off. And then again, I'm going to get an idea and start placing those cards and seeing how it's going to look. And it's still not quite coming together, but I do know that I want to go ahead and add some stitching. So I did some rough stitching. You can see some of it's pretty messy. I didn't trace or anything. I just put it through the sewing machine and did some circles. And now I'm going to go ahead and place some things again, the cards, the photo. And as I start to do this, I like this layout. I like this design. So I'm going to do my journaling onto this card. And I like the black and white on the left, and I like the soft pink color on the right. And I want to add, I do have some of the pretty green from the cards, but I want to add a little bit more color with this Pistachio Ranger paint, distress paint with my water pen. And I'm just roughly going around those areas where I stitched in a circle. And it just adds a nice third color. It doesn't take away from the layout. It just adds a nice little look and a little more softness to the layout. So I have my journaling, and I had to do my journaling on my computer and my printer because my typewriter just ran out of ribbon, and that's what I normally use. So I was able to at least get a lot of journaling on that card. I had not scrapbooked about my daughter taking piano lessons, and I was really happy to get a really pretty picture of her at Christmas time with a pretty dress on, and because normally she's after school and she has her school uniform on, so it was nice to see how pretty she looked with her pretty Christmas dress that she has here. And now I have my journaling, I have my title, and I have the base of the design. So now I want to start pulling in some die cuts. This is from Open Book, and that frame is just perfect for the mood and the photo. So it works perfectly. I just popped out at that and placed that over the photo. And I'm going to pull out a few more pieces of ephemera. And basically, I like the overall vertical horizontal design of this. So I don't want to take too much away from that, but I do want to place little things here and there. So I'm just going to pull out and just kind of get a feel. And I do tuck in some pieces on the left side. And I'll pull out a few more pieces and just have them out because I like them. I might use them, and I'll just keep kind of playing and fiddling and see what other little pieces to add. But again, not to take too much away from the overall design. And I really like the look of tucking in a few things on that left side. So I'm going to add this card here as well. I'm going to staple those, or staple that one to the other little piece that I tucked under, and then adhere that under that Project Life card. And I did change that again a little bit later. I tucked that blush colored card in a little bit more because it was just peeking out a little bit too much. I just wanted just a little bit of it. I'm really getting inspired by the product. That piece of pattern paper on the right has that brown vertical strip coming down, and I want to imitate that look with these pieces of ephemera, and I stitched those together to create a little cluster, and then I'll adhere that to the top of the layout. I'm really getting inspired by products like this, that just the simple vertical line. Sometimes some of Maggie's pieces will have stitching on them. That inspires me to recreate my own embellishment with pieces of ephemera or pieces of pattern paper and add the stitching to it, and it replicates some of her cards and some of her patterns on her pattern paper. So I love it when I'm inspired by the product itself and it really helps the page and the project come together very, very quickly and very easily. And here what I did is I created my own embellishment by using a rub-on and applied it to a plain piece of vellum that I purchased from Office Depot. And I want to add a little bit of layering and a little bit of something underneath that photo at the top. So what I'm going to do is I threaded in some twine to that tag, and then I stapled the Fussy Cut rub-on from the vellum to it and then tucked that back under. Now I want to add another little piece of rub-on to vellum, and I'm going to stitch that onto this gold label, and that's all I want to add there. I kind of fussied with it and worked around and played with different die cuts, and really I just wanted to keep that side a little simple. I just added a little bit more of the paint, and that is it. I enjoyed this so much, and thank you so much for having me.